Welcome back to the page. This is going to be my review of the Titan Fitness Linebacker attachment. Let's check it out. Alright, so starting off at price, it's priced at $149.99 on Titan's website, and that includes free shipping. Now right now it's on back order, but as of today's video, it's expected to ship by 7 February. Included with it is a 1-year warranty, and you can also finance this piece if you need to. The cool thing about this attachment is you could put it on a barbell. You could also put it on the sled like I have here. And honestly, this is just like a new discovery that I've had with it. This is different than the version 1. The version 1 didn't have the weight horns. So we'll get into some specifics here in a minute. So this sled that I'm pushing it on is a Titan high-low push-pull sled. And it's meant to kind of like take the place as a prowler. And this low exercise is definitely a killer. Before I bought this sled, I picked up some spare wood that someone was using on their house for their roof. And I paid $10 for it. And then I put it together using some screws and some wood glue. So I got a $10 wood sled, and then I had to buy some pipe material for it. And then fast forward, and this is what replaced it. So the first demonstration is, how do I set this out to my rack? And it all starts with this insulation and pin and pipe safety landmine pivot, as well as this spotter arm that came with the rack, and then the J-cup that also came with it. And then attached to the bottom of the barbell is just a paracord and a couple spring clips that I have, and I just use that for the bottom part of this rack. That's going to be where I hook up my bands. I made a DIY band peg out of it. I just took some sheet metal and pounded it around, and then made some holes with it. And then it's pretty easy. You just load up the plates first, and then you put the attachment on, get it in there kind of snug, and then you could use like a crescent wrench, or I like to use this box wrench here, or a reefer wrench, whatever you want to call it. And then just tighten it down and lift up on it with your shoulders one more time to tighten it. And then either side of the weight horn, what I do if I go heavy is I use 2 spring clips and then 2 barbell clamps to go with it. So here's the setup before I put on the attachment, and then thinking of like my concrete underneath, I just lay down this pad. I'm not going to lie, the company recommends that you start this from the ground, but the problem is if you load the movement from the ground or the plates from the ground, it gets kind of hard to get it up to the safety where you need it. So I just kind of go kind of easy and not very heavy on the weight horns when I do the squats. So the way I'm doing it here is not recommended by the company, just to be clear. It's just my way of doing it. And then we got just one last finished look of how it looks on here. You gotta be careful about how high up you place the J-cup, because it will kind of bend your bar a little bit. And then I got my board that I'm going to do my calf raises with, and then the spotter arm. So you could do this with the board or some type of calf raise device to get full ROM. I like doing it with a staggered stance, but just to demonstrate full ROM, I'll do it like this with a board. So when you're done, if you have it up too high, you can see it, like I said, it will bend the bar. And then the deload is just kind of as sketchy as the load portion of it. That's why I like using these iron grip plates, because it's easier to just hold on to it as I offload it. And then some other things I demonstrate with this is just doing pin presses, and then heels elevated hack squats. Now I know my feet are up kind of high on this, but I was just trying to go through a demonstration with it, and it was my first time using it. So a lot of people wonder about this device, and I've got a lot of really good feedback on it, and a lot of questions like, how do you load it? Is it kind of weird to load it up high? What do you use it for? So that's the purpose of this video, is just kind of the review. With this sled, I've had it for about a year, and I absolutely love it. It's changed the way that I work out inside, and then I just push on this carpet. It makes it a lot easier to push around the basement. Not to mention, also saves the UMHW plastic sleeves on the bottom of it. Now what the website will tell you is to never load the front end to make it heavier than the rear. So I just try to distribute the weight evenly, and then with this linebacker bar, I just put it on over the top like this. On the I guess the back end of it, and then screw it in with my wrench, and we're good to go. So the weight sled by itself is 64 pounds. And then the weight I have on here is 200 pounds, evenly distributed across the front. And the weight of the linebacker attachment itself is 34 pounds. And that's all being pushed on this carpet, which is supposed to replace turf. And then back over to the squat rack to do demonstration purposes. I just hooked up 45 pounds of weight on it and then added this band. I'm going to leave the band on the whole time because it's too much work to take it on and off. But as you see, you do some curls with it and then switch over and do some pressing movement with it. And it all feels really good. This is a really clever piece that they put together. And like I said before, I'd highly recommend it if you can afford it or find a way to purchase it. And this is the volume 2 version of it. And the reason I could tell it is because it has the weight horns attached to the side where the volume 1 doesn't. So it has a weight capacity of 650 pounds. The barbell sleeve inner diameter is 2 inches. And the rotating handle diameter is 1 inch. And it's really comfortable and it's knurled. And then all 3 sleeve lengths are, well, I'll take that back. The barbell sleeve length is 9.5 inches, while the sleeve length itself that attaches to the barbell is 9.75 inches. Whether you prefer to have the weight facing you or to face away from it is all, I guess, kind of optional. I prefer to have the weight facing towards me. Now, what I will say is the bolt that's on it, it's not the one that came with it. The guy I bought it from said he lost it, and honestly, like, I probably would prefer this bolt that I have in there over the other one anyways. But once I have this tightened down in place on the barbell, it doesn't go anywhere. It feels really good. Like, I feel safe with it, honestly, like using it. I've gone up to about 300 pounds with it, and I felt really secure using it. So it's about comfort, and this thing is definitely comfortable. The padding on it is 2 inches thick, a measurement of 15 inches by 5 inches by 2 inches. So it's coming straight from their website in case you got any questions. The good thing about Titan is you can buy from their website and sign up for deals on it, and you get points or credits towards your next purchase. So if you've already done that, or let's say like you sign in and you try and buy something but the points don't show, the customer service has improved a lot. I haven't had any issues contacting them. They normally get back to me within 24 hours, and they'll update your points for you. And then here's one last final look at this setup. I've got the band attached to it, and then the weight horns on it. And what you'll see is it has a tendency to spin if it's elevated whatsoever. And that's why with the heavier weight, I'll just put a pad underneath to protect my flooring. But here's the tilt, and I've only got 10 pounds on either side. And that's my review of this product. I can't recommend it enough. I love this thing. I'll use it for a long time. Like I said, barbell or sled, you can use it on. Hit the like and subscribe button. Feel free to comment down below. I'll talk to you next time.